Live.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, today we're talking retail, sales specifically, because a lot of you people don't think you're a salesperson, but unfortunately, retail is part of what we do. And retail is a big portion of the beauty industry. And many people just kind of like leave it up to Amazon to sell their beauty products, or Sephora, or Blue Mercury, or someone like me who has an online store. But retail should happen in the salon. And there's an art to selling retail. And it's not even selling, it really is serving. So as we let people join the live here and get settled in, selling retail was one of the things I was probably the best in almost every salon I ever worked in. And obviously, when I owned salons, I was probably the top retail seller. And it just came from how I did my consultations and my conversations I had with my clientele. So I started doing hair back in 1997, as those of you probably know already who've been listening for a while, when there was no online stores. When online stores came into play, it was a game changer. And everyone thought it was diversion because when Amazon and other third-party sellers would sell retail products, they weren't salons. Now you have the ability to have a Shopify store or WooCommerce or some other kind of website that sells retail, and you're still not selling retail because a lot of you aren't solving the problems for your clients. So the first thing we have to address is how you sell retail. And that starts behind the chair in the salon with consultation, with a conversation. So here's the secret. Here's my sneaky little secret that I like to do. Every part of your conversation you have with your client should end with you either providing a solution to the problem that you're speaking about. Talk about the wedding, talk about the birthday party, talk about the anniversary party later. The beginning part of the conversation needs to be about, and when I say conversation, I also mean consultation, their hair, their challenges, what's going on, how can you make it better, any changes they want to have with their particular style. When I do a haircut on somebody or I do a color on somebody, more times than not, it's going to be the haircut. Hey, Barbara, how was your haircut? How did it lay for you? How did it style? Did we achieve the volume with the last cut that we did? Have that little bit of small talk. By any chance, did you know the event you went to? Did you take any pictures? Can I see them? Can I see how your hair looked? I like to ask how your hair looked. Was there a moment when you styled your hair that you didn't like the way it looked? And do you happen to have a picture of that? I even tell them when they leave the salon the first visit, hey, do me a favor, if there's ever a good hair day, just do me a favor, take a picture of it. And if you ever have a bad hair day, do me a favor, take a picture of it. This allows me to have something to look at when they come back in my salon again to use to be like, hey, your hair looked really flat here, or your hair looked XYZ here, or your color faded. What shampoo are you using? What are you using for volume? What are you using for hold? That then allows me to have the conversation about the product that's going to solve that problem for them. So then when I'm doing their hair and we're getting ready to end our client experience, hey, Barbara, if you want your color to last so it doesn't fade like that, this is the shampoo I recommend. This is what we use in the salon. And this is actually what I use for my wife because like her hair does the same thing. Like she's super blonde and it always fades and she yells at me because she thinks I'm not going to color. But in reality, she's using the shit that she got from CVS instead of getting from me. I don't know why she does that. So this is going to lock in your color for you so you won't deal with that same issue. Next thing, hey, do you want to use something that actually holds your volume all day long so you don't look crazy at the end of the day? Yes, perfect. I would use this first for volume and then lock that volume in. I would use this texture spray or this whatever spray. Or I would prep it with this gel. So you want to make sure that you're diagnosing a particular problem that client has with their style, with their color, and then prescribing or recommending a product to fix it. And the best way to do that is to have them show you a picture of their hair at an event that they went to. And if you do that, it's going to change the whole conversation about recommended products. There was a hair salon in the New Jersey area. My sister used to work at Deep Squall, and they have a really good training curriculum there. And they call this the client's right to know. The clients have a right to know exactly what you're putting on their hair, why you're putting it on their hair. The clients have the right to purchase that product. So as long as you're letting them know why you're using it, what you're using and why you're using it, they're probably going to buy it. The issue is it's your conviction in your voice when you start recommending products. You already don't you already don't feel like spending your client's money on another thing. The reality is they're in the buying zone right now. They're in the mood to spend money, whether you think they are or not. So they're going to leave the salon looking amazing because you're amazing at doing hair, and they're going to want to have that. They want to have that style forever. They want to have that style last as long as they could. So if you don't sell them a product, they're going to go online and buy the thing that you didn't sell them in the salon, or they're going to run down to the Ulta or run down to the Sephora and pick up the product. So what you need to do is make sure you're locking in that retail sale right then and there when you're solving the problem for them. Hey, Barbara, if you want this color to last, here's what I would use if I were you. And then if you want the style to last, you don't need this product because you already have this at home. But I would definitely get this because it's going to be wintertime. You're going to be wearing hats. It's going to be windy. This is probably what you want to use. And then they buy it. I forget who was in my salon. I think it was, who was it? Somebody from Kuhn. It might have been Jamie, but they were in there for a while watching me work. And they were there for a couple hours. Every single client that I did when I was doing hair left with like 2 or 3 products. And I literally told them they didn't need it. But it's what I used on their hair. I explained it in detail when I was doing their hair, why I was using it, how to use it. And then when they were leaving, they were like, "Oh, should I get that product?" I'm like, "Honestly, you don't need it. Like, you already have this at home." She's like, "Yeah, but I don't have what you use today." I was like, "Well, if you want to get it, you can get it." It was like the not sell sales. They got it. And they were like, "I've never seen anyone try and not sell a product that sold every product that you used on every single client." And it was the way I described how I use that product, why I use it, what it's for, what it's going to do for them. And that was it. So, for a quick little recap, the whole consultation and the whole conversation is going to revolve around you diagnosing a problem, taking a look at evidence of that problem. Hey, let me see your hair from that wedding, from the event, from the whatever. And then, like, did it look too flat here? If you want, we could throw a couple highlights. It would not only brighten your hair up, but it will give your hair a little texture. So your style holds a little more. Your hair's too soft. And so you can position highlights also, not just for color, but for styling as well. Because as you guys know, when you highlight the hair, the cuticle gets a little roughed up and that gives that hair a little texture. So sometimes color could be used to help the style. So when you're having the conversation about the hair falling a little flat, there's an opportunity for you to upsell highlights too. So guys, retail shouldn't be a difficult thing. It like every single salon owner tells me when I talk to them, my team tells me they don't do sales. I'm not a salesperson. Bullshit. Everything is sales. I don't care if you're selling fertilizer, you're a landscaper, you're a roofer, you're a hairstylist, you are Amazon. Obviously, that's all they do is sell, but it's sales. The world revolves around the selling of a product or service. And if you don't realize that, if you think that you're not doing sales, you're going to reject anything that looks remotely like sales. So you have to learn how to intelligently have conversations in a way that provides value around the product so your client feels like they need it. And if you don't do that, if you already have a negative connotation around sales and this identity of not wanting to be a sleazy car salesman, you're not going to want to sell because it doesn't feel good to be that person. You already think of that person as being negative. So your negative beliefs and your limited beliefs around selling and sales, it's what's holding you back. Have you ever bought a product that you loved? Like, you ever walk into like a store, a skincare store or somewhere, and like you had a problem with your skin, and the person behind the counter or the professional who's doing the selling recommended a skincare routine or some kind of under eye cream, lotion, or whatever the hell people use in their face, and your skin dramatically changed. Now, do you ever have that type of product? It could even be a hair product. You love this product. You're so excited you actually have this product. Your skin looks 10 times better. And then the product gets discontinued, or you can't find it, or you run out. How upset are you? It's the one thing that actually worked. You're not allowing your client to have that amazing feeling of having a product that actually works. You're serving your client by recommending them a product that is actually useful for them. So don't just sell something to sell something. So remember that feeling like when you first bought your first Gucci bag or your Louis bag. It's not cheap, but you felt good. Like you walked differently. Like the first time you put on a Rolex, nobody wants to spend $15,000 or $20,000 on a watch. But when you wear it, you feel good. When you go at home and you go take a shower, you go to wash your hair and you're that client and the smell is amazing and your hair just looks magnificent when you use that shampoo, conditioner, and the volumizing gel and then the finishing spray, and your hair is perfect every time. They think about you every single time they use that product. That is going to increase your retention rate. So there's so many reasons why you need to sell retail, and there's so many reasons that it's important for the client to actually get the products that work. Now, with that said, there's some brands out there that just really don't deliver amazing results. And I'm going to call out L'Oreal. You guys may love L'Oreal, but L'Oreal sells the same product to us to sell to our clients, like the professional retail products. It's the same shit that you're getting in the store because L'Oreal is a huge company. They have like the professional products, and then L'Oreal you get in like CVS, Walgreens, ShopRite, Walmart, all of that stuff. If you look at the ingredients, they're pretty much the same. So you have brands like that. I don't like brands like that. I like selling the brands like Alorum, Shibui, the more boutique brands, because they really do care about the client. They care about the ingredients. They're not overpriced. They actually deliver a good result. So if you have a hard time selling retail, maybe it's the retail itself that you don't align with. Find a brand that you can really get behind their brand story, get behind what they stand for, and then you shouldn't have a hard time selling the product, because it's really cool when you bring that brand into your salon and you tell that brand story and how it aligns with your salon's mission and your salon's core values. Now everything's in unison. So hope that gave you guys a little bit of insight and some ideas that you can use in the salon to sell products, because it's really hard to see these salons out here who have like a below 3% retail to service sales. It's insane. 20% of your service sales, 20% of your service sales should be retail. So if you're doing $100,000 a month in service sales, at least $20,000 you should be doing in retail sales. That's what it should be. And honestly, if it's like 4% or 5%, what are you doing? Like, you're not even having the proper consultations, because if you were, you would be letting them know what products they need. And even on like a 5% conversion rate, you'd be doing better than you are now. So really dial in your consultation. Do the thing I said about looking at the picture, having them take pictures of their hair, so then you can diagnose the problem, give them the solution, which is either the product or the service. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to jump into some Q&A. We're going to talk about your challenges around selling retail. We're going to talk about anything and everything that you have blocking you from being more successful behind the chair in a facet of retail, but you can ask me anything. James, if there's any questions or comments that you can ask me right now.
Yeah. We got Chet the Barber, what books would you highly recommend on sales?
Never Split the Difference by Chris Voss. Chris Voss is an FBI negotiator, and he's really amazing. There's another book called NEPQ, Neuro-Linguistic Position Questioning. It's by a guy named Jerry Minor. There's really some good things you can pull out of that book. Listen,
I think anything by Zig Ziglar is a great sales.
Yeah, Zig Ziglar. But listen, sales is different, right? Those are traditional sales. Like, we're selling like my coaching program, and again, a conversation. There's a way to sell it. There's a way to sell a car. This isn't sales. Like, don't think of selling to your clients in the chair. You're literally explaining to them how to solve their frustration or problem. And so when it comes to like traditional selling, it's like exposing the pain, and there's layers, there's facets of what I'm explaining in here, is like how to do that. Like, hey, Barbara, like, how did your hair hold up for you all day long at that event? It fell flat. All right. Was that frustrating? Cool. Then you need to buy this product. Like, let's not have your hair look like shit. because that's your hair that's walking around. And so when she sees her friends and her hair looks like shit because she didn't buy the product, guess what? They're probably not going to take her recommendation to go see you. So it's more not like sales books. It's really truly diagnosing the problem with their hair and then positioning a product to solve that problem.
I
James.
come from a traditional sales background, and I would say the best way is just to make a friend. You know, they trust you as your client, and if they trust you as your client, then they're going to buy whatever you want, whatever you tell them to buy.
That's actually like the best piece of advice you ever gave on this show, James. Literally, that's what you're doing. Like you're becoming their friend. I think I said yesterday, like record the whole conversation and put it in your notes. Like you should be putting all kinds of notes about the event they went to, about what's going on in life, their nephew John's wedding that they went to Nebraska for, and their sister had like you should put all that stuff in your notes so when they come in, you have all of those different questions to ask them. To
Also,
build trust.
also notes about the product. Ask them for feedback the next time they come in after they buy a product from you. Put that in your notes.
100%. In fact, your front desk, this is what I like to do. Your front desk should walk around with an iPad like this. And when your client's in the chair, like, hey, Nancy, like Nick, anything I should get from the retail area to bring up for Nancy? No, yes, whatever that may be. Like, Nancy, last time you were here, you got the Shibui volumizing foam. How did you like it? Like, and did you like the way it worked? I'm taking like the brand wants us to give them some feedback on how they like the product. So you get all the feedback. Then those notes go right in that client record. And if they loved it, like, do you need me to get you more? Or if you hated it, what did you hate about it? It was too sticky. Okay, this product is just as amazing, but like has just as much hold without the stickiness. So let's give that. We're going to try that in your hair today. And then if you like it, then we'll switch you out to that product. I also, if they don't like products, I let them come back in and return it. So I can swap it out with something they might love.
So to add on to the book, I think a great book would be How to Win Friends and Influence People. Another good.
It's a good book.
We got Mindy Ladd. How do you combat the great Costco and Kirkland? LOL.
There's always going to be cheaper options. And are they looking for a cheaper option or a better option? That's all. If they want to use, if it works for them, here's another thing. I had a client of mine. She came in and her hair looked great. Like her color lasted. It literally looked amazing. I was like, "What? Your hair looks fucking awesome. Like, what are you using?" She's like, "I'm using Dove." I was like, "Great." And then she asked me, like, "Should I use something different?" I'm like, "Honestly, your hair looks pretty good. I wouldn't do anything different." Her scalp didn't look like it had a buildup on it. Her hair color lasted. Everything lasted with her hair. And now, anytime I do recommend a product to that person, they're going to buy it. I'm not trying to sell them out of something that's working, but you probably have something that might be better than Costco when it comes to a styling product. Maybe their shampoo and conditioner works well for them. But if something's working for somebody, don't be inauthentic and be like, hey, no, that sucks. It's cheap ingredients, or it might be counterfeit, or like we use all that stuff. Like if you buy it on Amazon, it's going to be counterfeit. These brands directly sell to Amazon. So if you're dealing with a brand that sells to Amazon, stop carrying that brand in your salon unless that brand raises their prices on Amazon by 20%. So I know a lot of brands that I sell now, they raise their Amazon price and they allow you to sell it for less money in the salon so you can be competitive. Those are the brands you want to start carrying in your salon. But when it comes to Kirkland, it's all about that person. And if they're a like when you go in your shower and if you reach for a bottle of shampoo and it says Orbe or Kerastase or Color Wow or Shibui, like you should be proud, like you spent money on your hair. So this is not everyone, majority of people though. If you're a luxury stylist, there's a certain feeling you get when you put on like a really nice suit or a nice piece of clothing that's luxury, has a good feel. And there's also like when you wear a Louis bag or something, there's a different feeling you get. The person who's reaching for a bottle of Kirkland doesn't really care. They don't care. So unless your product does something that one doesn't do, I wouldn't waste your time trying to sell them that particular product, like the shampoo or the conditioner. Now, styling wise, that's where you can jump in and be like, hey, that's fine. Keep using that shampoo. It seems to be working for you, but this is what's going to give you the volume that you need. until that shampoo doesn't work anymore and their color's fading, then you can switch them out for the shampoo. Hope that makes sense.
Chuck
right.
the Barber, do you think barbershops can run the same way salons run? And what keeps barbershops from not succeeding in the sales area?
I'll tell you why. Yes, salons and barbershops can run exactly the same. My brother-in-law has a barbershop. He crushes retail in his salon, crushes it, does phenomenal with retail because he does exactly what I taught him to do. Clients right to know, explain what you're using, why you're using it, ask questions. How's your hairstyling at home? What are you using at home? Don't use that shit. Use this volumizing powder. And it works. And he sells product, sells a lot of product. So yeah, they can work. And the reason why barbershops aren't typically as successful is because they think there's a difference between a salon and a barbershop. And most men have egos, bigger egos than women. And so majority of the barbers that I speak to in the DMs never invest in themselves in education. They just don't do it. They might invest in a barber class, but they never really invest in business education. I would say my program has a handful of barbers in it in my community. The rest is majority female salon owners. Even the male salon owners have a little bit of an ego. They don't want to invest in themselves because they think they know everything. So that's the problem with barbers. You can make a lot of money as a barber, a ton of money. But a lot of times their ego gets in the way and they feel like they know everything. And they just, it's just insane. My old partner was a barber. And he actually sold retail like a maniac. But a lot of other things he thought he knew everything about, and he just didn't. But when it came to retail, he had a hybrid salon where it was like barber and hairstylist, and the kid fucking sold a lot of retail. So you could do it as a barber. You just have to make sure you have good products in there. James.
We got hair by Arbolina. I do give $5 cheaper on Amazon, and my clients buy from me always.
Yeah. Guys, if you have a good distributor, here's what I do with all the distributors. You have to negotiate a discount, 10%, 20%, whatever the percentage is. And then you put that discount on the front end to your clients so you still make the same margin. It's still going to be a 50% margin. Take 20 off the back end, take 10% off the front end, and you're going to have the same margin. So it's just important that you guys truly understand negotiating, sales, like all that is part of the business of being a salon owner. Like if you master leadership and sales, marketing, and like numbers, like you understand like a profit first accounting system, there's no reason why you're not a 7-figure salon. Honestly, there's no reason why. Even with a 8-chair salon, 5-chair salon might be a little difficult, but if you can do a split schedule, like you can get there. It's just the only thing stopping the growth of a salon owner or a hairstylist is their self-development, their lack of self-development. If you truly work on yourself and work on every skill required of you to be the best that you can do, be the best that you can be as a salon owner or a hairstylist in every area of business, there's no way you can't be successful. And obviously rewrite your negative and limited beliefs. All right, James.
Vanessa Colors. I just started booth renting and I have no idea how to even set up retail in my space.
Yeah, I don't know why you wouldn't go to a commission salon first and try and get some mentorship from somebody. So when it comes to booth renting, pick the product and the brand that you align with. Try and find a distributor that could maybe give you terms that way you could pay it off over time if it's possible. Get a small intro deal. An intro deal is what distributors will give you. So you're going to get like $2,000 worth of product for like $700. It's an intro into the line. You get a bunch of samples. It's actually a really good deal. Gives you the ability to try all the products out. Then you find your best sellers out of that brand. Then what you do is the products that don't really sell, you either dump them for real cheap, put them in like a thank you bag, give them to your clients, whatever you need to do to get rid of them. Then you stock only the things that you use. So, or you could go the other way around. Just what do you love using on your own hair? Like get your volume product, your shine product, your curly hair product. Get your favorites of those. Get like your 5 to 7 products that like you just can't live without. Typically, there's gonna be 3 products that you always go to. But when I say 5 to 7, I mean your shampoo and conditioner, some kind of a good hairspray, and you're ready to rock and roll. And then every single time you do someone's hair, depending on their texture and their hair density, you have a product for them, and you always have it in stock. No one should leave your salon without buying retail. I worked with a client. I'm not gonna say his name. He was in a suite. He was by himself in a suite. Now he moved to a bigger suite since then. He was building an education business. I think this year he should close out a little over $500,000 with his education business, like digital product. And his suite he was doing, because now he has a team, right around 30,000 a month in a 2-chair suite. It's insane. But he looks at himself as a business owner, not a hairstylist who rents a chair or rents a suite. That's the difference. All right, James, next question.
B Beauty Lounge 2024. I have a small suite. I don't have space to hold so much retail products. What do you recommend?
Having a Shopify store. So you can sell it online. And then having those limited products. Get a really cool, functional, some kind of a suitcase that you keep the products in if you need to. Find a way. There's so many cool ways you can hide products somewhere. There's definitely a place for you to store them so they're away and not messy, and then have your 3 to 5 displayed that you're using, and then go and get the products that you need. There has to be like a cubby underneath the sink. There has to be some place in that little suite that you can store a few products, and then you just keep replacing them with the ones you have at home. So once you sell out of the 2 or 3, you go back home and you get the rest. But if I were to do it all over again and I didn't want to own a salon or have different businesses, I would have a smaller location or a suite. I would have my Shopify store. I would be doing 100 grand a month on Shopify, 25, 30,000 a month in the suite. And then I would have my digital product that I would be selling. And I would have no cares in the world. That's how I would do it again. I would have $1 million business working 3 to 4 days a week.
Shay the Barber, going from booth rent to commission is tough because the minute that becomes the conversation, your booth renters automatically think you're trying to get rich. What's one way to go about switching?
Make it better for them to be part of your commission team than it is to rent the chair. And lay that out in a way that you can prove it. Hey, right now you're paying X amount of dollars a week, but you're only making X amount of dollars a week. If you're part of my team, you're going to make X amount of dollars commission. You have the whole structure tier for them. I'm going to be doing your front desk, your marketing. You're going to have an assistant. I'm going to pay for your color, and you're going to break everything down for them. You as an owner need to have a vision so big it fits their your team's vision in it. But you want to make sure you understand what their dreams are, what experiences they want to have, and then you got to position your salon as the vehicle to help them achieve every single one of their goals and their dreams. And you have to be able to deliver on that. If you can't deliver on that, then there's going to be a problem.
The Hair Sanctuary NC. How do you handle it when they say, I'll think about it? Because that always kills me.
Like the products, you mean, James?
Yeah, I'm guessing when you offer them products.
Yeah. So what's their thing about? Like you want to have your hair look like shit, or you like? I'm right. Like let me help you answer our questions because I'm not going to be around while you're thinking about it later. Like, what is it you don't like about how your hair looks right now? And then you just shut up and wait for the answer. That's all. People have an immediate defense to like, let me think about it. And if you say, let me think about it, that means that your approach to selling is off from the beginning. It's never about, let me think about it. It's like, well, hey, Barbara, do you want to fix that? Do you want to fix your problem with your hair flowing flat? All right, cool. You're going to need this. This will solve that problem for you. That's it. Oh, no, I want my hair to look like shit. Okay, cool. Don't buy it. It's literally that simple. Hey, you have no energy. Here's this B12 supplement that I have for you in this supplement. I know that was a concern for you. And like, you have no energy to work out. So I would take these pre-workout and then take them. That's what trainers do. Oh, let me think about it. No, they're not going to think about it. That's the problem they have. It's going to be the solution. Everything's like that. So it's the initial conversation you're having that's wrong. because it's not let me think about it. It's like, oh, it's a no-brainer. Hey, you already told me you have these problems. Here's the solution to fix it. There's no thinking about it. You already thought about it through the conversation. But if they do say that, just do what I said before. All right, James.
Jen Rosario on Facebook. What if I genuinely don't love the products my salon carries? Do I fake it?
No, you don't, because then you're not being authentic. Then you have to talk to your owner and be like, hey, these products suck. I need to have this product line in here. And then you put your money where your mouth is and you buy the product yourself and you sell them to your clients. Now, if you're in a commission salon, this is where it gets difficult because the owner can't buy everything for everybody. So if you genuinely don't like the products because you've been through all the education classes, you tried to use them, they just don't work for you for whatever reason, then talk to the owner and be like, hey, I want you to invest in these products. I'm going to sell them. I'll put the money out to buy them. I want to recoup my initial investment. If I can sell them, then the salon can take it over. Make it a win-win, like make it a non-negotiable. Like they can't even negotiate you out of that. If you make it, it's like so stupid easy for them. That's what I would do. Like if my employee came up to me and was like, hey, I don't like these products. I'm going to go out in my own pocket and buy these products to sell to my clients. I'm, oh, go ahead. Go ahead and do that. Let's see how they work. Create something that's mutually beneficial for you and the owner that you can take action on and that would have an easily flow to the next transition where they bring into the salon. Because if you're selling it really good, then maybe they can sell it really good with all the other team members. That happens a lot in salons. But I wouldn't fake it.
Tina, is it weird to text clients after their appointment about products, or is that too much?
No, you had the opportunity then and there. How I would do it is if you have a Shopify store, I would text them about their service and let them know here are the 3 products that Michelle used on you and how to use them. Hey, here's a guide to how to style your hair. And then send them a link to the video. Where in the video, now you're redoing the whole client's right to know, explaining the products that you're using to achieve that look with a collection of those products underneath that video where they can purchase and buy it, which is another reason why having Shopify is so amazing. But yeah, I wouldn't text, hey, how's your hair? Does it look like shit? Told you should have got that product. It's just too hard to have that conversation. Definitely the next time they come in is when I would have that.
We have Nicole does hair. What percentage of your revenue comes from retail? Just curious.
I do more money in retail than I do in services because I have an online store. So I remember I had a guy from Salon Centric come to my salon. He was a rep. He asked for our numbers one day and he was like, I can't put that down. We were selling online. Like I was completely transparent with how I wanted to run my business. He's like, well, how are you doing more in retail than you're doing in services? They're going to think you're diverting the product. I'm like, no, I'm selling it on my salon's website. I have virtual clients all throughout the US. He's like, I can't put that down. I was like, why can't you? I no longer sell anything from Salon Centric, by the way. I think they're a garbage brand. There is a girl named Nandita who is part of their corporate whatever, and she sucks at life. And so she thought I was diverting when we weren't. And so we were literally selling on my salon's website. So they're the worst company to work for, worst company to work with, honestly. Everything they do has like a back end motive, whether you're in Summit and they try and get you to buy L'Oreal and then buy into this, they can't say that if you buy that. So anything Salon Centric sucks. And so they wanted my numbers. They wanted me to open up my booking software and show them exactly all my stylists' numbers, what they were booking. And so I told them to get the fuck out of my salon. So don't ever let a brand or a salon or a distributor tell you how you're going to do things. You tell them how you want things to go down, or you don't sell their product. That's it. Because they could all just completely die. I mean, business-wise die. Because eventually either Amazon's going to take over or Ulta or Sephora, and there's going to be no more people going into salons like distributors because the business is drying up. Now, if you do have an online business like Shopify, you could compete in the retail arena again. Live selling, social selling, but a lot of these brands are going direct to consumer now. So these distributors don't have any power, and these sales reps don't have any power. It's up to you to work with them. And I'm saying this in honestly, work with them. It's not you versus them versus you. Let them know that you also have the power. You only have the power when you're doing real sales, though. So there's a company I work with, Deep Squall Salon Systems. They're amazing. They are one of the best distributors to work with. They have a great inventory feed. They're next day shipping. Like if you're a salon in the area, like they're the best. Like I would drop Salon Centric immediately. I would jump right to them. They're a joy to work with. So if you're listening, guys, you guys are fucking great. So find distributors that really support you as a salon, not a distributor who's going to try and just undercut you by having you enroll in some kind of a salon interactive that then backdoor you and sell your clients' products. Salon Centric.
Salon by Sarah. Do you incentivize your stylist for retail or not?
Yes.
Trying to figure out
100%.
commission structure.
10%. Flat out 10%. But you could do it in tiers. Like, hey, if you do X amount of service sales, then you should sell X amount of retail, and then you'll get a commission on it. That's one way to do it. I like offering after X amount of service sales and retail sales, it's 20%. I have more of an independent structure in my salon. I also have deals negotiated with different brands where I have a little more margin, but you're going to want to make sure that you offer something for them. The cool thing is this: you have your overall commission structure you're giving on retail products. Then your front desk and support staff get a percentage of the profits from that retail. So I like to structure it where my front desk team, my management team, there's a bonus on retail of the profit. So obviously, if something sells for $20, you take out the 10 minus the commission you gave on the product in the front end, and then that goes into a bucket. At the end of the quarter, you distribute some of those profits too. Retail is a game changer for salons. And James, we're going to wrap it up. Last two good questions.
We got Hair by Marissa. Do you bring up products during the service or at checkout? I always feel weird doing it at the end.
All right. You probably just jumped into the live. Go back to the beginning of this live on YouTube and watch it. But what I do is I make sure I ask a series of questions. I look at pictures of how their hair looked over the last couple of weeks. Hey, any events you went to, I'm going to take a look at how your hair styled and how it looked. I want to see good days. I want to see bad days. I want to see how you're doing at home. I have that kind of conversation with them. Then what I do is I'm like, ooh, did you like the way your hair looked here? She's like, no, I didn't. I was like, all right, you're probably going to want to use like a volumizer, or we could throw a couple highlights in right here, but you want to put a little something on the back end of the root just to hold that for you. What hairspray are you using right now? I'm not. All right. Light hold hairspray. Shibui's got a great one. We're going to use it today on you. Let me know how you like it. And it's part of the whole entire time. There's something I'm doing to recommend a product or a service to help them out with their hair. They're in a hair salon or they're in an esthetician like a spa or skincare. You should be recommending stuff, learning everything about that client, learning everything about what they do. Do you go to the gym? Do you do yoga? Do you do hot yoga? Then maybe you don't need this kind of product. Maybe you need this kind of product, a dry shampoo. Like there's so many touch points you can have through conversation to recommend products that at checkout is too late. They need to have the product ready to go at checkout. Like they want it. So, all right, James, last question. We're going to wrap it up.
We got how many products is too many to recommend at once? By Slade by Sonia.
All right. However many products you're using in the salon is how many products you're recommending. Shampoo, conditioner, is there a mask? Is there a treatment? Volumizer, shine product, heat protectant, hairspray. Right? There's 8 products right there. They're not being done at the same time. Shampoo, conditioner, treatment, mask, done at the sink. You're going up to the assistant typically, or if you're doing it yourself, all right, hey, Vanessa, do me a favor. Use the hydrating Allure shampoo on her, and then use the Fine Hair XYZ brand conditioner on her. I can see how I switch brands right there. And then her hair felt a little dry. Just hit her ends with this particular mask, just her ends. Drop the little nugget right there. She's in my chair, leaving conditioner, combing her out, detangler. She's like, oh my God, my hair's so knotty. You get through it. That stuff works so good. It smells so good. Like, honestly, like this is the best detangler in the world. Like if you're ripping your hair out, that's probably why your hair is not getting longer. And so like, I love this product. It's my favorite one. Now your detangler's it's a done deal. Like if she doesn't have one, that's what she should be getting. Then even the wet brush, if you're using one of those too, that could be sold. The shampoo conditioner, you can bring into the conversation again later. Then it's about, hey, I'm using this product for, like, your volume is a problem for you, right? You ask the question. It is. No, I don't really care about volume. It's not a problem for you. It's really like shine. My hair feels so dull. Like, what are you using for shine? Like, all right, let's try this one today. Put it in their hair, and they love their hair. It looks shiny. So pretty much it's the detangler and then the shine product. And then after, like, my ends feel so amazing. Excuse me. Then you'd be like, well, we did use that mask on your ends. It's a 3-minute repair treatment that I have. If you want, I would probably, it's wintertime. I would probably use it now. Oh, it's summertime. Do you swim a lot? Though I would use this clarifying or chelating shampoo. Like, there's a lot of different ways you can work the season into your conversation as well. So anything you're using at Salon should be brought up in the conversation of why you're using it and then why you're recommending it. It shouldn't be done all at once. All right, so today I use this, and this on you. For all of them, it will be $800. No, that's not going to work. It's through the conversation. You're trying to figure out which one they need the most. And then every visit, they're creating their hair care regimen at home. So it's done over time. All right, I'll do one more, James.
Let me see. We got.
And guys, if you're following right now on YouTube, make sure you click subscribe. Or if you're watching on YouTube, if you're listening on the podcast, go to YouTube, watch the video, click subscribe. There's a lot of other good videos on there. If you're on Facebook, go to my Instagram, like, jump on all my socials. But more importantly, if you guys are like really challenged with your team not selling retail, do me a favor, reach out to me privately on Instagram or go to apply.nickmarabella.com. Take a look at how I can help, because I would love to help you not struggle anymore owning a salon, or if you're killing it owning a salon, but you're burnt out, there's a better way to do things. So make sure you guys aren't just like listening to everything I'm saying right now, and you're actually taking action on everything. And so if you need someone to help hold you accountable, it's a combination of coaching, community, and curriculum. There's no better program in the industry. There's nothing even a close second. I'll be honest with you. So
we got 2 questions from the same person. How do you track what products you're running low on? I always forget to reorder. And how do you get your front desk to help sell retail?
All right. Like I said in a couple minutes ago, have your front desk make sure that they're walking up to the stylist, like with an iPad, like, hey, Nick, what did you use on Jen today so I can get it ready for you? Is there anything you want me to get ready for Jen from the retail area? Yes, no, however that conversation goes, planting the seed again. And then if in the notes, Jen had bought a particular product, hey, Jen, how did you like XYZ product? We just want some feedback for the brand. Perfect. You're acting interested. Be more interested than interesting. And then you'll learn something about your client, and then you could upsell right there. Then you tie the bonus structure to the front desk based on making sure every client in that salon leaves with a product. So they should be the last recommendation right then and there. Like, oh my God, your hair looks fabulous. And then, hey, Nick, what did you use on her hair today? It looks awesome. Oh, I used this particular product. Oh my God, I wanted to try that. I'm gonna get that. Like, have them kind of in the conversation, part of the whole customer experience. And what was the first part of that, James?
How do you keep track of products that you're running
inventory.
low on? I always forget to reorder.
You, in a world of AI, you should be having it rung out in your booking software. Then you run the report at the end of the week. You sold 20, 10, 5, 6, 8, whatever the products are. In that report of what you sold becomes your ordering form. It's that simple. And I have an inventory cheat sheet. So if you want that, hit me up with a DM on Instagram and be like, Nick, give me it was from a color video I did when I talked about inventory for color, but I also talk about products in there too. So be like, hey, give me that thing for inventory. And then I'll send it over to you. And it breaks down exactly how you do your color inventory and your retail and your back bar and all that. It's based off of what bars do with their liquor, to be honest with you. I worked in restaurants for a good portion of my life as well. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching live. If it brought you any value, do me a favor and make sure you click subscribe, follow, like, whatever the platform wants you to do. Please do that. And I will see you next time. And if you guys want help with your salon, do me a favor. Don't try and struggle. Don't buy some shitty course, because courses don't work. Reach out to me and I'll see if I can be helpful. I'll see you guys later. Have a good day.